So, hi guys, now we're going to talk about complex sentences. It's a type of sentence where you combine a complete sentence with a group of words or an incomplete sentence. In the lesson previous, we talked about compound sentences where we had two short, simple sentences and we combined them using a conjunction like and, or but. So in the example here, it says, I went to the store. That's one sentence. I bought Hello Kitty plates. Sentence. That probably could very well happen to me too. You guys know that. So those are two short sentences that are complete. They make sense on their own. But instead of writing two simple sentences, I'm going to use a conjunction. I'm going to pick and I'm going to make it into a new sentence there at the bottom where it says, I went to the store and I bought Hello Kitty plates. Okay? So there's my new sentence at the bottom. Now, a complex sentence is where you take a complete sentence and you join it with a word like after, because, before, or until, and then you make it into and then you combine that with some words that are incomplete sentence, and you make a brand new sentence. So my example is, I went to the park. That's a complete sentence. It makes sense. I is the subject, went is the predicate, and then it says, until it was dark. If I just walked up to you and I said, until it was dark, you would probably look at me with a question mark on your face and go, you did what until it was dark? Or what happened until it was dark? So until it was dark is not a complete sentence. So I'm going to use a conjunction until, which is right in there, and combine the whole sentence together. I went to the park until it was dark. Now, many of you think, oh, well, I took a break right there. That means it needs a period or a comma. But actually what we're saying is this is a complex sentence because until it was dark is not a complete sentence. You have to join those two phrases together to make one complete sentence. So now we have, I went to the park until it was dark. So some of you guys are thinking, Miss Lee, this seems pretty simple. You put together two sentences and you don't need a period or a comma in between. Okay. But the thing that I see that a lot of people do in writing is especially this word because. So this is why we're talking about complex sentences. This is what is not to do. If you look at those sentences right there, it says we went to the parade early because we wanted to get a good spot. Many of you make because we wanted to get a good spot into a brand new sentence. You think because you pause, you must have to put a period. Because if I go, oh, because we wanted to get a good spot, oh yeah, it makes sense. But actually it's not a complete sentence because it doesn't have a subject. What happened? Because we wanted to get a good spot. So what is going on there? It's like, oh, we went early because we wanted to get a good spot. So really what we have to do at that moment right there is take out this period right there, and it becomes one big sentence, a complex sentence, because we went to the parade early because we wanted to get a good spot. So what not to do is put a period there because you think, oh, well, I stopped. Well, but the thing is, you're combining this complete sentence right here. This is we went to the parade early. It's a complete sentence. But really, if you think about it, because we wanted to get a good spot, that isn't a complete sentence. That just tells you more information. So what I do not want you to do is always include that period right there. So Taylor waved at the marching band. Oh, I better get rid of that period there because she thought they were going to give her candy. It's all one complete sentence. That's why we're talking about complete complex sentences here, even though for you it seems, oh, it must be so easy. But this is something I actually see a lot of in writing. So I want you guys to make sure that the because afterwards, it's usually not a complete sentence. So you can't put that a period right there. Okay? Now follow along as I read this example. Avi was worried. Would you choose because or after? She didn't have a birthday present for Grandpa. She needed to think of something. Before or after? Tomorrow. What could she get? She didn't have money to buy anything. Avi thought and thought. because, or until she came up with an idea. She would write a poem for Grandpa David. Avi drew pictures of Grandpa's favorite things all around the poem after or until she had carefully copied it onto shiny paper. Let's check your work. Avi was worried because she didn't have a birthday present for her grandpa. She needed to think of something before tomorrow. What could she get? She didn't have she didn't have money to buy anything. Avi thought and thought until she came up with an idea. She would write a poem for Grandpa David. Avi drew pictures of Grandpa's favorite things all around the poem after she had carefully copied it onto shiny paper. Now we're going to talk about incomplete sentences. You might think, why do we need to look at these? Well, we're going to practice looking at and recognizing incomplete sentences because that's going to help us when we're writing ourselves so that you can write more clearly and express exactly the idea that you want to say. An incomplete sentence is missing either a subject or a predicate. So if I look at sentence number 1, it says, Stuart felt bored. Let's see, does that make sense that Stuart felt bored? Absolutely. The subject is Stuart and the predicate is felt bored. Now, if I go to the next sentence, it says, stared at his friend Lewis. My question would be, who stared at his friend Lewis? Oh, that sentence is missing a subject because it's not saying who did the staring. It's just saying it happened. That would be the predicate. So Stuart felt bored. I can change it the next sentence by saying he stared at his friend Lewis. I really wish I could type this in, but I don't know how to do that while talking at the same time. So thank you for your patience. Okay. If we look at the next sentence, it says the two boys. Well, we sure know that that is an incomplete sentence because the two boys, what did they do? It's missing the predicate. There's a subject with no predicate. Let's see, I could say the two boys played all day long. The two boys went for a walk. The two boys thought about what to do. The two boys, I'll say this. The two boys thought of a plan. The next sentence, it says, got an idea. Well, I think someone got an idea, but I don't know. So that sentence is not complete. It is incomplete. It is missing a subject. How about they got an idea? Okay. Decided to build a fort. Well, I think we have the same situation up here. They are missing a subject. I could say they decided to build a fort. I could say the two boys decided to build a fort. Or I could say Stuart and Lewis decided to build a fort. Sentence 4 says the friends. Oh my, that one is, this is the subject. But it's missing a predicate. Okay. The friends played all day long. The friends made the best fort they had ever seen. Okay. So we have to make sure that our incomplete sentences are complete because they have both a subject and a predicate. So in an incomplete sentence, it does not have a complete thought. It's missing either a subject or a predicate. For example, wins a prize at the game booth. Well, we have a predicate, but we don't have a subject. So I'm going to say, my big brother wins a prize at the game booth. Now, if I just said, my little sister, that is an incomplete sentence because it's only the subject. It's missing a predicate. So I'm going to add one that says, my little sister picks a stuffed tiger for a prize.